Welcome back to Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood. Our first guest tonight is a longtime associate, friend, compadre of mine, Drew Conway. Drew, welcome to the neighborhood.
Thanks for having me.
Now
Glad to be here.
we do some real estate stuff here, and Drew has that background, but Drew also does some other stuff. We're going to talk about all the different facets of you.
Cool.
But we're going to go back. I actually know you're back, so this is really fun.
All the way back.
In a previous life, before Mr. Mortgage was a mortgage rep, I was actually a high school teacher, and Drew was one of my students at Haddon Heights High School way back in 2000. 2001.
I graduated 2004, so 2001, 2002.
Yeah. 2001 was your freshman year. That was when I was there. Yep. So talk a little bit about from 2001 to now. What was your journey like? How did you go? Because most people don't say, I want to get into real estate
right off
when
the
they're
bat.
in high school. So how'd you get here and where'd you go to?
So I knew I always wanted to get into sales, and I went down to Towson University, got a degree in marketing, business degree. From there, unfortunately, came out, it was 2008. So everything kind of
Crash.
Yeah, hit the fan, to say. And from there, I just kind of I jumped around a little bit, but then I ultimately landed in finance.
Okay.
And I got my Series 7, 6, 63, all those good things. And I spent about 5 to 7 years, somewhere in there, doing that.
Okay.
I had one of those kind of aha moments, though, when I was talking to a guy who was super successful in finance.
Okay.
Like, this was a guy who was managing like 1.3 billion in assets, really big. And he was talking to me and just telling me, and he said, he was a great sales guy, you could tell it. And he said, but until you find what you're passionate about, he's like, I don't care how good of a sales guy you are, you're never going to succeed. And it was crazy. Right there, I was like, I hate doing finance.
I was going to say,
yeah,
I don't find many people in that area that are like, I love my job. This is so rewarding. It's normally like, this sucks, but I make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Or I hate this, but I can't stop. I don't know what else to do. There aren't a lot of people that are like, woohoo.
Right. And I think that's where this guy was so successful, because he was one of these rare guys that just loved it. And I think that's when I knew it wasn't for me.
Okay.
Because I'm like looking at this guy going, wow, look at it. This guy's unbelievable. Clearly, this is not my passion.
Gotcha.
So, jumped from there. Did maintenance sales. Then I moved into food purveying. Worked for Cisco Foods.
Okay.
And then from there, I just said one day, I'm like, I've always had a passion for real estate. I had some mentors that weren't official mentors. They were just people that I saw buying property. And Tom Otteson was one guy that really inspired me. He would buy properties, and I would go and I'd help him paint, or I'd maintain them for him, and whatnot. And I just thought it was a really cool way, to make money, and I just really, I don't know, I just always gravitated towards it. So I just said one day I'm getting my license, and that's what I did. And, it kind of just took off from there.
Now, no one in your family, no one in your background, no one like that was a realtor. It wasn't like you and Annie worked.
No, nobody. A lot of great people with, some good business sense. On my dad's side, my dad's an accountant.
Right.
Worked. So he's more of a by the book smart guy who, I always would run every decision by, and he would always give me the kind of like the right exact way to do it.
The actuarial table kind of
exactly.
answer.
And then from there, I would kind of pivot this way or that way. So I had a lot of people that certainly would guide me, give me guidance, help me, but never just in that real estate realm. So it was kind of a right field move.
Nice. And you got into real estate. You were an agent for.
Yeah. So agent coming up on 7 years.
Okay.
First year I was which I guess a lot of people do, but I was bouncing both jobs. Still working at Cisco and just trying to get my name out there and hustle and help people and, just learn, which is, every transaction I would try to dig in and figure out what went right, what went wrong. Just keep learning, kind of,
Sure.
and just sort of build a network enough to the point where then I could move away from Cisco.
Right.
Because again, realized that wasn't my passion. It was a way to make money.
Sure. Pay the bills, provide for the family.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I've been with HomeSmart most of my career. A little quick stint there in the middle where I jumped, but they welcomed me back, and
Yeah.
I'm still operating there.
Hakan's a great
Under Hakan, he's a great guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Always there to help when you need him.
Yeah, awesome. Now, you then kind of veered off again and
Yes.
started another
Similar
venture,
veer.
but totally different angle, you know what I mean? So talk a little about your newest venture, how that
Yeah.
came about, and where the vision or the brainstorm for that came from.
Yes. So if you would have asked me 2 years ago if I was going to be, co-owner of salons and salon suites, I would have laughed. It was
Right.
like, what are you talking about? I have no background in salons or hair or skincare or anything like that. But I was reading an article and I saw this thing called Salon Suites, and I was like reading about it and kind of what it's about, and it was similar to the WeWork space, like where it's a conglomerate of different people, all with the same sort of vision but sharing space, and it really caught my eye.
Yeah.
And so, kind of serendipitously, I was at the time looking at a building with that we had under contract, and a friend of mine, who's not my partner, Pat, I called him. I said, "You ever heard of Salon Suites?" And he said, "It's so funny you mentioned that." He goes, "I literally was just talking about this last week," and I said, "I really think I should get into Salon Suites," and because he's got a background in commercial real estate, residential real estate. He's a realtor as well. He does a lot more fix and flip and commercial stuff. So we started down this path. Now we didn't end up going in that building because it wasn't the proper zone one. But then even again, I said, "Hey, I think I found another one that would work." I said, I was going down the Black Horse Pike. He goes, "Tell me it's at one in Runnymede." And I said, "Yeah, right on the corner." He's like, "Same." Was looking at it. So again, it just felt like
That's awesome.
It was the right, there was those moments that kind of just that connect.
It's crazy because like the business model for that, I was talking to someone else about that a little bit ago. There's a lot of people who are workers that have an entrepreneurial spirit that don't understand a bit about running a business. They don't understand marketing. They don't understand. They have a great clientele. They have great word of mouth. I have a friend of mine that cuts hair out of her house, and it's kind of the same type thing. Like she can't run a business.
Right.
She couldn't have 5 other stylists under her. She wouldn't know about a marketing plan. She wouldn't know about an advertising budget or anything like that. But she'll cut hair, and everyone loves her, and her people will tell her friends and their friends, and they'll grow. So the concept of a shared space, a business within a business, I honestly don't even know if the 2 girls that I know that do it with you or do it with somebody else I don't know, but I know 2 people that have that model.
Have that model?
They were cutting hair and they opened up their things. So it's like, I think it's the future, one of the segments of the future of a lot of different markets, because people want to work for themselves, but they may not be like a conglomerate kind of person.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what it is. It's kind of like it's a hybrid, and what it really does is offer people who have that entrepreneurial spirit, maybe don't necessarily have the guidance or just the knowledge to say, or even sometimes just the guts to jump off and try to fly. You know? I think what this does, which is really cool, is gives people the opportunity to exercise the entrepreneurial spirit with a little bit of a safety net under them.
Sure. You're not taking out a third mortgage on your house.
Right, exactly.
To go neck deep in debt to do this.
And support. So, our salon suites are, where they're called Grey Pointe Salon Suites. We're located in Runnymede now. And, what we do there is, I realized early that it had nothing to do with what the weekly rent is, right? So it was more like what you're talking about. The barrier of entry was, I've never been a business owner. I don't know what the hell to do. So I learned the process. And so what we offer is, I call it my concierge service. When somebody comes on board, I help them with everything with the state. I help them with everything with the town. We provide them with sink. We provide them with cabinets. We provide them with a couple of the other tools that they need to succeed. We get them up and running. We have an accountant that we can refer to them. We give them their payment system and marketing, the ability to market, so that I just got my website redone, and they're going to be able to have their own website now linked in there as well.
Okay.
So it really is just it's a great way to kind of hold their hand, get them up and running, and then just let them do what they do best, which
Right.
is whether it be skin or hair or whatever. That's what they're there to do. But we give them all the tools to succeed. So it's really awesome, honestly.
Now, totally off the cuff question. As far as liability and insurance and all that stuff goes, is that your thing, or do they each person need to get their own policy as far as that goes?
Yes, so each salon operates as its own salon.
Okay.
So in the same way that, here in Mr. Mortgage's neighborhood, there's other, businesses throughout.
Gotcha.
Same idea, except that they're all in the same realm, right?
Shared space. But
So the
separate
bathrooms
entities.
bathrooms are shared. The where you walk in is shared. There's washer dryers in there that they can use. We also provide them with towels. We handle all the maintenance, everything like that.
Right.
But each one of those, as far as the state is concerned, is an individual business, has its own insurance. We carry an umbrella policy over the whole building, but they have their own as practitioners,
Liability
and
insurance.
and all that. So they really do operate as an individual business, which is so cool because there's 12 people right now that are successful entrepreneurs.
Sure.
That is an absolute win-win for us,
Right.
and there's nothing I love more. You go in there, the energy's high, people are operating out of there, they're winning, they're making more money, and they're working less hours.
Sure.
How do you beat that?
Now, you don't handle any of the monetary stuff, right? You don't collect money. There's no front cash register person. You don't do anything like that.
No.
They all do all their own thing.
That's
and then they
that's
just
all them.
pay
Yeah.
you your rent. Right?
Yeah, but we do provide them, anybody that rents from us, we provide them with the card reader and the system if they want it, called
Okay.
Gloss Genius. So it's similar to Square.
Yeah, yeah.
Square's the big one everybody knows, but it's more focused towards the salon industry.
Gotcha.
So again, just another thing for them to have something to help, another tool to help them grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even know because I've never done, of course, I've never cut hair or done anything. Do they need a license to
Yes.
do that? They have to go to schooling and get the
When you had mentioned you think this is the future of the industry, I absolutely agree, and I think that it's a future portion because you have to have at least 3 years experience in the field. So after you get your license, which I believe is a 2-year gig, you go to school, then you do some practical in school, cutting skin, things like that. And then from there, you have to be an active license working for a salon for 3 years.
So they're going to a place like Rosieri or something.
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
going. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha,
They're going one of
gotcha.
the other great salons around
Yep,
here and
yep.
working 3 years, and then if they feel this is the right move for them, wonderful. And but I don't see it as a threat to the salons. I know some people see it that way. There's so many hairdressers, so many salons, and as you know, in the mortgage or the real estate, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a different vision.
Drive by 17 mortgage companies to get here.
Exactly.
That's what-
And I think what's cool about this is before there was only two options. It was either work for yourself in like a salon capacity where you were running everything and likely to make money in that scenario. You had to manage a couple people
Right.
as like a salon owner, which
Sure.
again, like we said, isn't for everybody, or work for somebody else.
Right.
So what this has really done is just given a third option for people to be successful. So
Now, if someone was watching this and thinking, what do you look for? What is your criteria? Because I'm sure you don't just say, oh, you can pay the rent, cool, you're in.
Yeah.
What are you looking for to bring on a partner or a teammate? What are some things that really make them a fit for your...
yeah, sure. we have 12. Well, there's 14 because we have 2 double suites. Awesome people.
Okay.
Down at our first location, and when I meet with everybody, I kind of just, one, I just like to talk to them, get an idea of kind of who they are, what their goals are, what their experience has been.
No Cowboys fans, right?
Yeah, no Cowboys fans.
Okay, just
Eagles
checking.
fans only.
Yeah.
And what their week kind of looks like. Like, are they busy? Because I don't. My number one rule, and if you ever talk to anybody there, is I always say to them, I don't want to make money unless you're making money. So we don't even charge rent until they're up and running, and they have their first successful week of clients. The next week is when rent starts.
Okay.
So I just want to get just to feel that these people are ready to take that on, that they're excited about it. A lot of times they're a little nervous. That does not. I think that comes with it. I think excitement and nervousness, a lot of times feel very similar. So, good book of business, just a good personality. What I love to see is you have somebody who does facials and skincare, and then you have somebody who cuts hair, and they're sending clients back and forth to each other, and then you have a barber, and then that person, their brother or husband may come in and get cut there. So. It really is. We're trying to form a community that can, work together.
Nice. Now, are you doing any real estate whatsoever, or are you focused on?
No. I still am doing real estate, primarily kind of how I always was, which was a little bit of light marketing into the town, but mostly just kind of word of mouth, friends and family.
And you're still local?
Yeah. I'm in Audubon.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I was in the calendar that they gave out to everybody in Audubon. They see my face every month there. But I just try to do the right job by friends and family, and then kind of just keep my name out there. And as people need help, I'm always there to give them a hand.
All right. So we talked about the previous stuff. Now let's talk about the future stuff.
Yeah.
2025, April, May. Give me some of the check boxes that you're going to have, some of the things that are on your list that you're going to accomplish, or some goals that you have in your sights for the next 24 months.
Yeah, so, super exciting. That's in the next 24 days is we're closing on our second location. So we are completely full at our first location in Runnymede. And then in Cherry Hill, we have a second location coming, which is super cool. So
same number of people, or
so it's going to be somewhere around that same number, that 12 to 14ish spot. And so we'll break, we'll break ground and do some demo and get that up and running. We're hoping to have that done pretty quickly, because now we understand the model. We know what the state wants. We know what the town's looking for. And so we're ready to start advertising that and actually start taking people if they're ready to rock and roll. So that's really exciting. That'll be our second location. And then really from there, the idea is to just kind of continue. If we see a building that makes sense, at this point we really know what that looks like. We just want to grab it up and continue to offer these great spaces to people. So as far as Grey Pointe is considered, by 25, I'd love to have, either 3 with a larger location, or 4 to 5 of these smaller locations, because we like to say that we have all the corporate amenities without the corporate feel.
Right.
So if you walk into our place, it really has a nice feel to it. It doesn't have a hard corporate kind of like
sterile kind
of kind of like just like very cookie cutter, and everything's the same. And you have some rooms that don't even have window. Like we've had some people come because we have a window that opens in every room, which you would think isn't that big of a deal until you're in a room without a window, for 8 hours. Right. So
been there,
So we try to separate ourselves a little bit to kind of be a boutique feel. So what I'd like to do is either have a bigger one that still kind of keeps that same feel, or have a couple more. And then just keep doing the real estate thing and helping friends and family, and
All right, now, so your last personal question. I'm going back and forth here because I know Drew's a little bit of a music guy, and he's also a sports guy. So I'm going back and forth here. I think I'm going music. So
Right.
you wake up tomorrow morning and a genie comes and appears in your room and says, Drew, you can have any musician or band come to your house on
man.
Friday night and play 2 songs. Who's the musician or who's the band, and what are the 2 songs you want to hear?
All right. So I think I'm going to go with Cat Stevens.
Okay.
Because that was somebody my dad got me into.
Okay.
And, while my dad's not like a big rock and roll kind of guy, he showed me some really good music early on. Beatles, Bob Dylan, Cat Stevens. So I guess I got to go father and son.
Okay.
Is one.
Fitting.
Yeah.
Fitting.
And I'm going to go Oh Very Young.
Okay.
Because that's... for some reason that one always plays in my head.
Hit you. Nice.
That one always plays in my head. So
that is an awesome
that would be it. Cat Stevens.
Awesome. Drew, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
And we'll be right back with the next guest on Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood.